Hello, how's everyone doing? Guys, today I jumped on the stream for a little bit. We're gonna test out and kind of present the new preset for Project Ultimate, it's called RealCam. I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of driving in states. We're in Missouri now, so yeah, we're gonna do a couple of drops. And yeah, I see that we got 6 people in the stream. I'd like to welcome everyone. Hope that you guys gonna enjoy what you're seeing. We're just gonna get on the way going and just greet new people as they're gonna come. Adrian, how you doing, my man? How's everything going? Anyone that was wondering, this is the setup that we're running today. Cascadia with Sartana utility trailer and CR England deliveries. I'm just gonna get myself slightly closer. To be honest, for a change, it's quite nice to be driving an ATS. Lately, I've just been testing the PNG winter experience in ETS. I'm playing ATS a little bit, but just mainly ETS for the last couple of weeks. Krzysztof, dzięki wielkie, dzięki. Got a bit of traffic ahead of us. I don't know if we're gonna make the lights in one go, but we shall see. To be honest, I'm liking the camera. I was watching a few FOV videos from Cascadia drivers. To be honest, it's pretty close, apart from the fact that they'll be sitting a bit further away from the wheel. To be honest, for something that will feel somewhat natural in ATS, it's not that bad. Here's the traffic mode. There it is. Actually managed to get the lights, so that's good. A cieszę się, Krzysztof, że fajnie to wygląda. So we're kind of staying in Missouri at the moment, and we'll see where the next drop takes us. We got 210 miles, so it's a short haul. They'll get the speed limit down 60 miles. We'll just split them 65. We'll do 60 for now. Adrian, it's a new preset that comes out hopefully next week and next week, so you not have the presets there. I said the tone maps and the presets itself separately, as the preset where you've got a lot of lens flare in there Or just the way that the light gets into the cabin, it's a bit important. So. Major, just one thing though, try to get the camera settings a bit differently, because I know a lot of people are trying to kind of get the same results, but you need to kind of look at the camera settings as well, because you can really get the lighting going on. You can have the preset set and it all should be fine, but then let's say if I was sitting the way that would be blocking all the light coming in, you're not going to get the same results. So just try to play with the camera, try to play with the FOV. When you set your FOV a bit higher than just a normal FOV, you can use seat increasement mods for that, where you've got unlimited movement in the camera. Just play with the FOV. You see that if you increase the FOV and actually get closer to the wheel, but with an increased FOV at like 80 or 85, you'll see that the games will start looking a little bit differently. Then for Cascadia, the default camera settings are like 65 FOV, I think. 65 FOV, and then the camera is a bit off, so the camera does a lot. I was going through her yesterday. There's some frame rate drops, I'm not sure why. I'm using the Real Company mod by Sartana Modding. I don't know if they've done a company in here that will lag a little bit, but did not have any lags in here before, so just have to say. Is there anything in the console? Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, the console is flagging up some errors, so. I've added that mod yesterday. It didn't look that heavy on the resources. It's just a swap of the companies, but I think it's affecting this area. Thelma Place. Yeah, so the RealCam has. But I mean, the movement will depend on what you use, and I'm using Tobii eye trackers, so the movement will be different. But the main thing is the colorway, the rendering, and the additions into that preset kind of they represent my interpretation of what it should look like and what a normal kind of RealCam preset will look like. Because if you view a lot of FOVs, you'll have FOVs that are crystal clear. There's no distortion in the camera. Then you've got some FOVs that might be a bit washed out. I was even watching one FOV from Holland yesterday, and it was even more washed out than this screen there. So I'm just trying to find a middle way of what will look kind of natural to me, and just spice up the gameplay a little bit more. As if we're talking about realistic adjustments or improvements. It's a game after all, so some innovative way of thinking might be good as well, just to kind of make it fun again. Tom, I'm just looking at your comment. If it comes to the camera preset now, you'll see when you get the preset, yeah, the way it actually curves the image. So you set a higher FOV. I'm a bit closer to the wheel, but if you take off the preset, the camera is not going to be as close as it is now. So it's made to kind of be closer to the wheel now, but the actual FOV without the preset will set you back way further away from the wheel. Michael, how you doing, my man? How you doing? And then if you got Tobii eye tracker, yeah, and you set it to one-to-one settings like I've got when you're moving ahead, and the FOV is way higher than the normal one, but you're manipulating the camera through ReShade as well, then the movement on the camera inside is different as well. Michael, one video, so I've got a couple of videos that I need to make. So one is the, there's a lot of people ask me about this one, it's ReShade and snowmobile installation video, yeah? There's a lot on the internet, but there has been a lot of requests to do that, so it's that I need to do. One other idea that I've got, I'm going to make a list of maps that I play and mods. I'm not going to be reviewing all the mods that I've got, because I've got 30 different profiles in ATS and ETS. I'm not going to release all of them, but I think that I'm just going to get the best mods that I'm using in my opinion and just drop a video on that. I'm going to start with maps anyways, just like 1-to-1, 1-to-5 maps for ETS2. Moez Ali, how you doing, my man? Been a long time I've not seen you. I've seen you on the stream, not in person. Moez, how's everything? Busy in meetings, I know you're paying me. That is literally my life. I did not really think that I need one, and I was like putting it off. But then once I got it, I mean, it took some time to set up, in the way that I wanted it to be set up. But to be honest, once you get the settings correctly, and once you kind of feel comfortable with it, and you set the settings to what you want the movement to be, it's a great tool. There's one thing though, is that I do not have my Tobii eye tracker set that I can look backwards, and I've got a real icon mod. I'm not going to be parking that because I will not be able to see where I'm actually parking. Puowski, hi there my man. I'm using Tobii eye tracker, it's not VR. Let's look at those worn buttons on the Cascade up there. They've actually made the buttons on the steering wheel worn out. There's a couple of parts that are worn out in here. Man, you're balling now. You're fine in there. Yeah, it is crazy. The way you can actually set up your head moving. Like before, you'd see the way I would set up my camera, because I was just trying to go for the look that will look somewhat pleasant to myself. And I tried different camera settings. I mean, I wouldn't normally drive in, well, maybe now I would with the new preset and the way it kind of distorts the camera, but that's not the camera setting that I would normally use. So I think that just adds a bit immersion to it. Back up. Tobii eye tracker new, but I bought that around Christmas, and I don't remember what percentage of discount that was, but I paid like £220 and the normal price is around £300, so I got like £80 discount. It's not bad, to be honest. I was thinking about a used one as well, because I wasn't really sure if I'm gonna use it or if I'll like it that much. But then I was just comparing the prices of new ones to the prices of the one on the website, and it came out that the used one was around the price of the discounted one, so it just made sense to get the new one. okay there yesterday, so it has all the new textures inside. Like the steering wheels are new. There's a lot of things that are just new in them. As I said, I'm not parking that with that Tobii eye tracker. I mean, once I actually get it set up in the way that I can look out of my window, I can park there, but I ain't doing it now. I could do another drop to Fort Dodge in Iowa. But what we're gonna do, I don't want to drive at night. So I'm gonna skip to daytime. Let's see if that job is still there. It might not be there. Des Moines or Fort Dodge. Yeah, there's still. I don't know if it's the same one. Okay, we're going to pick up the next drop. Not bad. I mean, 270. You're comparing to a discounted price of 220. That's £50. It's not that bad. Preview of Project Ultimate ReShade RealCam preset. Just driving around Missouri at the moment. The next drop is going to take us to Iowa Fort Dodge. So, okay, is that here where we need to go? think that the real company's mod is causing some drops, because that's the second drop that we're doing, second city that we're going through. And like my card usage is at 65-70%. Yesterday with tires, I think there was a car dealership. There was loads of cars parked in there. I think that the mod is, I might be wrong, but I think that that mod might be actually changing some assets on the drop-off zones as well. As soon as we left the modified drop-off zones, the FPS is like smooth. Gamer Geek Nerd, how you doing, my man? No, it doesn't. I'm gonna share the camera settings that I would recommend for it. There'll be a bit more explanation into the presets as well. I might even drop a video along with it on Patreon just to kind of guide in a way that, you know, this will work the best. As I understand that not everyone might be using Tobii Eye Tracker, but still, if you set it up in this way, let's say this way, it's still, in my opinion, kind of looks like a real cam from a GoPro cam the driver would have in his head. And I know, so with the way that I normally set up my camera a bit lower, yeah. If you look at the GoPro cameras, or the footage of the GoPro cameras from the POV view of the driver, some of them have it set up on the head, on the cap or something like this, and some of them have it on the chest. So if they got it on the Chest, you'd see everything from a much lower kind of point of view. Black Mamba, how you doing, my man? Nice that you got some time to join the stream today. Thank you. Okay, we need to merge. Yeah, you can adjust it to whatever you want, like the smoothness of looking about. Like you could actually adjust it to whatever setting you want. OVGGG, how you doing? Yeah, I'm using Tobii Eye Tracker and the new Project Ultimate ReShade RealCam preset, which distorts the camera as well. Distorts it in the way. It doesn't affect the movement, but I think that it just enhances the way different angles are viewed. Try to have a drink, but it doesn't work well with the head tracking device. I should get myself a straw, that would work way better with it. Just for people that have not seen it, this is the truck that we're running today. Cascadia with the utility frame by Southampton and the CR England paint job. Yeah, I can drop that preset. I can drop pictures of it, it's no problem. As I said, regarding this preset I'm going to be releasing, I want to have a more in-depth kind of instruction for it. As the previous presets, they're pretty straightforward. They're just, you apply the preset, the camera that I use enhances the way the preset works and the way that the light appears in there. But with this one, if you apply the preset, there's still a couple of things that you might want to watch out for. And Jonas Braga Sports PC went kaboom. Yeah, just going back to the settings, and I can also drop my Tobii eye tracker settings to it. I think that they work pretty alright. The head movement is pretty smooth. For most of the part, I turn off the eye tracking bit, so I just move my head around. Whilst I think that the eye tracking itself, it's a good feature, I don't think that it looks as smooth as, well, no, it looks smooth, but the way you might be looking around with your eyes might not be kind of as optimal as I want it to. I mean, you might be different, or other people might use it differently, and they might be fine. I was caught myself just kind of giving those weird angles when I was just trying to look around the screen, and it did not look that great, so I turned it off. I've applied the default preset. I've done a couple of changes. There's also a preview video coming from it for ETS on Tuesday as well. Yeah, if you're running a 5090, there should not be any issues with that. Whenever you sub by, you get all the instructions and everything. The actual setup that I use. There might be a few corrections that you might need to do on your setup, as everyone is running a different monitor, so it might actually look different to you. Something that I do as well when I take pictures with a new preset or something like that, I view on my screen, and I also just view on my phone. Moise Ali, you should, yes, you should. I think you should support any paper option. Yeah, OBG. Sub it. After the stream, I'm gonna send you. You've got access to everything straight away. You've got access to the file straight away, but I'll be able to send you instructions later on when I finish the stream. You've got an OLED monitor, so with an OLED you probably run a lower contrast on it. I mean, it depends on what you like and then what you got it set, but I think that what you've seen on the screen with an OLED is very rich into kind of a colors. You can choose whichever way you want to. You can just make a monthly sub. You get files anyway. It's just some people do not prefer to the monthly transactions, you know. So you got two options. It's really up to you. Moise Ali, I'll have to have a look. I mean, I think that there's all kind of options, and I would have to have a look after the stream. Black Man, we only got snowy mode turn on. Yeah, that's fine, man. I'm just going back to the OLED thing. OLED screens are very good with contrast and actual clear contrast, not just over dark and cheap contrast, but actual contrast in HDR settings. So you might need to play around with the settings itself after you get it to kind of get that effect. I was just coming back to any other one. It's just the monthly sub, and you'd be surprised that some people are extremely like against monthly subs. So you got two options, both will get you the same. Just with a sub, you're kind of you're looking to stay with the project for a bit longer, but it's totally up to you. For 1 to 3, no, I'm not a native Englishman. English is my second language. I've been using it for most of my life. It's not my first language. What state is this? Should be Iowa now. Yeah, Iowa. South Dakota is going to be very good. I mean, South Dakota, North Dakota. Illinois should look alright as well. Pretty much a flat state. Well, Illinois have some of those hills. Because when I was watching corn harvest, some terrains are hilly, but there's also some flat parts as well. Waiting for, well, British Columbia, that's one, but I'm waiting for Alberta if it ever comes out, as I am. OWVG, thanks so much, man. Thank you. I'll send you a message after the stream. Yeah, I'm waiting for Alberta. I grew up in Edmonton, Canada, so kind of a place that I would wanna see and drive in. And I'm happy that they got to Canada while the mapping skills are a bit better now. As I think that it started making a difference when they finished with Montana and kind of moved over to Texas. That's where the biggest kind of a gap in quality was. But by now, the maps are looking way better in ATS. ETS as well, but I think the ATS maps are way better. There's a lot of 1-to-1, 1-to-5 maps. They're using ETS2 and that's fine, but ATS maps are quite enjoyable. Golden Pass in Alberta, 100%. Mate. I might be visiting Alberta in the next 2-3 months. I don't know yet. I'm not gonna go Edmonton. I'm trying to see if I can go Calgary. Maybe just visit Edmonton for a day or two. But I don't know yet. just kind of wondering if they're gonna make the whole of BC. Because I know that they've confirmed that. I'm not sure. They have not done any road layouts or anything like that. So. And by the way, do you mention Alberta because you live there, or you live in Canada, or you just have general knowledge of where everything is? Oh, Winnipeg. Okay. Manitoba then. The closest to Winnipeg that I've ever gotten is, I don't know if you've ever heard of. We heard of Saskatchewan, but bigger in Saskatchewan. So like from Edmonton side, you go through Lloydminster, North Battleford, and then bigger is in the middle of nowhere, where big as John Deere dealer. They sell combine harvesters. Are they going slow with it? I mean, bar 1, 2, 3. I hope that the fact that they're going slow means that the quality will be a bit better. Whilst I'm happy with the quality that they're bringing in now, I just hope that will actually look around. You know what, Chris? I'm not sure if they got something like that in there, but I can tell you that outside of the just on the entrance of the town, because the town is called Bigger, they've got a big sign saying New York is big, but this is bigger. It's extremely funny. Very funny. Okay, I'll do another drop. I'm working tomorrow, so I'm not gonna stay for that long. But we'll do at least another one. It's actually here, so that's not bad. Just gonna pick out short here. The area for loading all the way down. this real companies mod with a swap for the companies, not the one from Steam, but the one that I got yesterday. Because there was some serious frame drops in Missouri, but there's none in here, and the companies are swapped out. It might be the fact that it's just a bit buggy in there. Not gonna go on another set of lights. And I might need to come up to his truck. Oh my god, what are these lights? One thing I forgot for today's stream, and I'll kind of improve it for you guys. I wanted to play some country music in the back. I've got some licensed music that I could use. But today I just decided to run a random stream. Not much preparation, so... But I might need to set up a playlist of around an hour, hour and a half of some country music for ATS. Unless someone likes to listen to the Detroit engine, then I guess it's better for them not to have any music in here. We need the RealCam right now. Yeah, no way. Apple, you just bought PNG today, yeah? RealCam yesterday. We need it yesterday, man. It's pretty interesting how it looks in ETS as well. There's a video coming out on Tuesday from ETS and the camera settings. As I said, I'm going to be sharing both camera settings for ETS and ATS as well regarding that preset. So realistic. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying what you're seeing. Thanks so much for coming to the stream. Those presets, they're fine in general with any trucks, but those company trucks, those Cascadias, Kenworth T6 180, like the old one, the new one, just the company trucks, they look extremely good with that kind of a camera setup. Razvan, what method do you use for cabin accessories? In this Cascadia, it's the Polyphir Studios Cascadia, and it has all the accessories, all the knobs, all the buttons reworked. For ETS2, I'm using Volleys Mod George's accessories. Yeah, for today, as you can see, the knobs and everything, the radio, it's all retextured. Looks very nice. At least it looks very nice to me. People might have different opinions on that, but I think that it's looking alright. Also, if you have a look on the, well, I won't be able to show it now. Got different wear for the steering wheels. What snowman settings? I have everything on. Well, I use my Project Ultimate ReShade to that as well, as I wouldn't just use snowman by itself. But I use DLSS quality with 125 scaling and 4K, and then this is light and C. For PNG, if you only use the road textures as well, you probably go for light and D, as C overlaps the normal maps from PNG roads, and it collides with the way the picture is displayed. You can see a lot of shiny roads in there. Abdul, yes, I'm using Snowy Moon as well. I'm using PNG Weather, Project Ultimate ReShade, RealCam preset, and Snowy Moon as well. Ratadot, thanks so much for the sub, man. Thanks so much. What time is it now? 9 PM. Not that bad. 104. Actually, we might do one more drop after this. JP Productions. How you doing, man? You need this. I know that you need this, man. I know that you need it. You'll have it soon. Blue Rotas, thank you so much for the sub. I'm glad that you found some time to come and enjoy the stream. Is that the same Club Rotas as from the Rotas Brazil map? I might be mistaken. But it's the same name, unless someone uses the same name. Could be the case as well. But for anyone listening and playing ETS2 as well, Rotas Brazil, extremely good map. It has some older sectors as well, but the development on it is ongoing, and the new sectors, which there is a lot of in this scale, is not just a normal 1 to 19 scale, so it's looks very good. Benicio Santos, how you doing? No, I'm not using PNG roads, as I'm using light and C. I know it's a sin. I'll run light and D for PNG roads, like for North Experience or anything like that. Where I want the PNG roads to be visible, I use light and D, and then C for any other roads, well, for just basic roads. How much FPS that ReShade take? I don't really count in FPSs. As I always cap my FPS to 60, but it's not that resource taken. It's all the presets that I'm doing. They'll take some of the performance, but they're not very heavy. Yeah, the chart is insane. I think it might be. I've seen the logo. I mean, I'm not sure. Club Rotas might be a different thing to Rotas Brazil. I'm not sure what the structure in there is, but one of them is crazy. I enjoy Brazilian maps, Brazilian content. I also watch a lot of Brazilian football, which might be a bit odd to people. Like I said, thanks so much, mate. Thank you, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. It's always nice to hear that, because that's the main goal for it. It's to get all the people to enjoy it, because I spend a crazy amount of time just adjusting bits, just driving seamlessly with, like, there's no purpose, but actually just adjusting settings and making sure they kind of looks alright, and then in all weather settings, and that, you know, the sunset is still looking alright, and then the skyboxes are not too destroyed after adding all the effects, so that the people can actually just forget about all of that and just actually drive. So it's nice to hear that kind of feedback. I'm kind of enjoying the way I'm doing the streams as well, because I don't, like, believe it or not, whenever I run ATS and ETS2 and I'm not recording a video, I'm not streaming, I'm adjusting bits and looking for new ways of improving and looking for just new ways to kind of to step it up. So I don't really get much time to just drive around, but when I'm doing the stream, it's actually enjoyable because I get to actually just sit in one place, not touch anything, and just drive and kind of enjoy the work. Yeah, we're gonna do one more drop after this. I wanted this to be the last one, to be honest. Because what time is it? It's 9 p.m. now. We'll do one more drop and then still should be able to wake up in a sensible way in the morning, in a sensible time as well. Thanks so much, Club Rotas. Thanks so much. I hope that you have a good evening. Actually, one day, I've got a couple of maps that I want to display on stream. So I've got Romania 1-to-1, I got Central Bohemia project as well. But one of the maps that I want to display is Rotas Brazil as well. I guess there's a lot of ideas. lot of different content that could be displayed. It's just, I guess, not enough time for all of it. Thanks so much for coming to the stream today. Oh yeah, because it is late where you are now. I forgot about this, like 4 hours ahead of UK. I hope that you have a good night, mate, and I'll see you next time. Vinicius Santos, I'm also going to include the mod for the seats, so you not need to like use any of the mods for that. I'm not going to make it because the mods that are on Steam, they include all of the like all the trucks. Yeah, there's also very old trucks in there that not a lot of people really use. I'm not going to be making all of them folders because there's like, I don't know, 50, 60 folders. I'm going to include the most recent trucks with trucks like modded trucks as well, and then I'm just going to be updating the mod with any additional trucks that people request. As I've managed to override the trucks which can't really be overridden by the seat mod, so yeah. JP Productions, I'm using the stock roads, just the SCS roads. Just because I'm running light and C. I'm just not going. Normally I use all P and G with the road itself, but then I would have to use light and D. When the preset drops, that's where I'll need to. I'm still working for the next. That's a big drop. Oversized resources. Yeah, I'll need to clean this up. And 100% drop down mode that I've been using, because it's for an oversized resources again. Yeah, Vinicius, just coming back to the release of the preset. I might even drop a bit of a explanation video on Patreon along with the preset, just to kind of have everyone on the same page regarding the usage of the preset, because there will be a couple of options to choose from as well, and not every option might be as clear to everyone regarding what it does, because there will be a couple of levels for everything. So it might just be better for me to attach a video to it as well. I'll be attaching the increased seat mod for most of the trucks that I use, and some recent trucks that I've dropped for ACS from SCS. But I'm not going to be going into the trucks that I've dropped like 4 or 5 years ago for ATS, unless there's a request not a steering wheel that normally people from ATS and ETS would use. It's a more kind of a small kind of a sim racing steering wheel than a trucking steering wheel. Okay, we're not. Okay, one thing. We're not driving 57 miles. That is not happening. That's 100% not happening. But that's how we're gonna get here. Because I'm not driving empty. 57 miles. I mean, if I wouldn't have work in the morning, I would drive at 57 miles. But I want to do one drop with you guys. Discover one more road. There will be a nice single lane down to Burlington. I hope that's a single lane. I've seen that's a single lane. It might be a highway though. One thing that I'm kind of missing with ATS is one-to-one maps. To kind of like get on a single lane that will take a bit longer than just the standard SCS map. I've been thinking about one thing. I'm not gonna really disclose much. I would happily make myself a map that will include those single lane roads. That could just, yeah, I'm not gonna say much because I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. At some point I might be discovering that option just to get a bit more realism to it. Like the map that I've been, by the way, we're gonna skip to the morning. The map that I've been using from Mexico with the Oaxaca DOC. It's not one-to-one map, but the scale is different than just a normal SCS scale, and that is quite an enjoyable experience to be able to drive like that in ATS. So I drive a lot of maps in ETS too, and like one-to-one maps, 1-to-5 maps, like Romania 1-to-1, Central Bohemia Project 1-to-2, then you got Czech Rule map 1-to-1. So there's a lot of selection when it comes to ETS2 separate maps, but there isn't much for ATS. And as far as I'm concerned, there isn't one in states that would be good, and I'm talking about like good quality of map. I'm not just talking about any map. There's a lot of maps, but just not all of the maps are that enjoyable to drive. Brian Tempest, thanks so much for the sub, man. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you decided to join the stream. So how nice would it be if you'd have a road like this, just a single lane road, that would take, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes drive in real time. That would be made to this kind of a standard of detail. To be honest, in a one-to-one map, the detailing will be easier to do, as if it would be a single lane road somewhere out and about, you might just be going through a forest with a few sections for parking and bits like that, and I guess some vegetation, various vegetation to kind of keep it realistic and keep it interesting to look at. Yeah, I thought that we're gonna be doing single lanes. We might no. It'll be a single lane. I was wrong. To get a sip of coffee, I just don't want the camera to go crazy. Go 190 miles, but that'll be the last drop that we're gonna do today. Because it's getting a bit late. Next time I get on ATS, I would wanna. I run brew builds mods like 379 and the KW. I wanna adjust the cameras for these mods as well to kind of. I need to watch some POVs from the 379 and the KW as well, just to kind of see what will work. Just modern trucks. I want to kind of get it to a good state with the older trucks as well. I know that you want to see the cabin, but it's just that's the camera that I'm going with. I know that normally you might want to see the whole cabin, but for me it just it doesn't work. I mean it's not the look that I normally would go for. This is already a different look that I've been using with the new preset. To be honest, if it comes to ETS and ATS2, like when you're driving a real truck, the whole cab might be nice, and it might look alright, and it's realistic as real as it gets, because you're sitting in a real truck. But when you're playing the game, it's, to be honest, it's just whatever feels kind of natural and good to me. So, and I don't think that if I display the whole, if I display the whole cab, it's gonna look that great. You see my snowy moon? There's not much set to it. Everything is pretty like default levels. Isn't playing around with it for the new preset, so you might pause the stream, but there's nothing special with it. Most of the times I'll keep my snowy moon settings at pretty default. I might just bump up its exposure or pre-exposure, but that's it. as I control most of the effects through ReShade. Snowy Moon is great for rendering the addition of normal maps, not on the roads as well, but like outside the roads, the render of vegetation is unmatched. Like I've been playing around with MXAO settings, and I've kind of somewhat got a fake grass and fake vegetation render. That's like 2 years ago. It was taking quite a lot of resources at that time. But yeah, if it comes to render, it's great. And for the Snowy Moon settings, I think that the main bit is that if you're using a custom ReShade preset, then you can just bump up exposure quickly without actually going into ReShade and doing it. The settings are great for that, just for like quick and last touches to your reshades. As I said, for this preset there's still quite a bit to set, and probably the settings that I've got at the moment, they're not going to be the final settings. And also people adjust them themselves, you know, whenever they use my presets. They, you know, some people might need a bit more exposure than the others. Some people might need less contrast, like got a person here before they're using an OLED screen, so 100% they're going to use less contrast, and without actually changing 3 or 4 values on the ReShade preset regarding the contrast to kind of keep it right. They can just quickly adjust the contrast through that, and it adjusts it well. So but how you doing, my man? Thanks for listening to feedback. Yeah, man, I'm always hoping for feedback. I'm not sure what the feedback that you're mentioning was about. But yeah, I mean, that's how it works. You know, I release my work, I get feedback about that, I get feedback from my videos, I see what people want to view, but also what I want to do with my content as well. So it's not, I understand that people want to see a different way of driving or a certain way of content, but I kind of have to balance it out with what people want and what I will enjoy, just to kind of make sure that I still keep my ideas coming. Teraz chyba siema. Place. Which preset am I using? This is the new RealCam preset. It's not released yet. I'm looking to release it next week, maybe on the weekend, but I don't know. There's quite a lot to be done with it yet. Because I need to do a couple of versions of it. Do a couple of. We'll probably end up with like 8 different versions of it. So. What version of ReShade? 6.50. You could use 6.51 if Snowy Moon, if you want. Both of these versions are working. I just found the 6.51. I mean, I've been using it for a long time. It's just that at some point I had some issues with downloading the effects. So most people are using 6.50. You could use 6.51. It's just that if you're installing I mean, it depends if you got the effects folder. Don't know. Because it might just not install all the effects correctly. Or it might just crash the installing of the effects. Which I guess it's not testing it for a month now. I'm glad that it's gonna come out. Probably more than a month, to be honest. Like a month and a half. So it's good that we actually get it to a point where it releases. There's a lot of work, to be honest, from Damon's side as well. Not just my work, but just testing it and seeing if there's any issues with it. Yeah, I'm glad that it releases. Lucas, yes, that's what I'm using. I'm using PNG for Weber. I'm using Snowy Moon and Project Ultimate ReShade. So just how can you get my camera view? You can just set your camera up like that. This one is enhanced with my Project Ultimate ReShade as well. So where do I need to go? It's down there. I need to do. Yeah, so the camera view you can just set it yourself with using increased seat view mod. I don't know. I'm not using VR. I'm using Tobii Eye Tracker. Hey, cool, Otis Gaming. I'm using an eye tracker. Tobii Eye Tracker. Physics and force feedback. Might be able to do that in a sec. So that was this entrance. I'm just gonna get through here. To actually get through here? Where's the rock? One hit. Okay. Sanga place. I'm just gonna quickly show you my settings. Yeah, for force feedback. This is for SimMagic Alpha. Lucas, yeah, whenever that preset drops, you can have a look at it. You can get it now. There's already 3 presets in there with a lot of settings, or you can just get it whenever this releases. Sanga plays. Just have a look in the settings, yeah. Or pause the stream if you want. Guys, that'll be it for today. It's getting quite late. But I wanted to thank everyone for just joining and having a look at how the new and upcoming RealCam preset for Project Ultimate ReShade looks like. I hope that you guys have the good rest of your Sunday if you're in States or anything in the West. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I might jump on the stream tomorrow, get some action in the Romanian map 1-to-1 from the preset as well. There's also a video upcoming on Tuesday from the ETS preset as well, from the RealCam preset on ETS, just to kind of show you how it looks. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and see you next time.